Dear friends, to the continuation of yesterday's topic about interest rate swap, let me give some few more examples which is quite relevant as far as the banks are concerned. like one bank is there, Bank A, and for their liability requirement they are raising some bond, and the bond, let's say, is of INR 500 crore, and this bond is being priced where they have to pay, let's say, coupon of 9% per annum, and the payment frequency is semi-annual. In semi-annual they have to pay 9%, and the tenure of this bond is 10 years. This is the liability side of a bank balance sheet. Where is the assets? The bank's assets. Assets means the loan and the investment of a bank. And then on the asset side, they are lending to corporate, and their asset pool is giving, let's say, is giving them floating rate. They have lended at floating rate, 6 month let's say it is 6 month MIBOR plus 600 bps is their lending. And let's say, so here the bank's assets giving them floating income, whereas the bank liability is fixed to 9%. In case the bank want to hedge its interest rate risk, what they can do an IRS. The bank does a IRS with the IRS counterparty, where they will say, I want to receive. The bank will say, I will receive on INR 500 crore notional a coupon of 9% per annum on semi-annual basis for 10 years. So this way their fixed liability is totally hedged. Whatever they have to pay to their bondholder, they will receive from the swap counterparty. And in return, because bank is having a good rating and their credit worthiness is high, the IRS counterparty says, okay, you pay me the floating rate, let's say 6 month MIBOR plus 400 bps semi-annual payment, semi-annual basis, and here the bank will receive the 9% coupon from the IRS counterpart that they will pay to the bondholders in the form of coupons, and whatever they will pay to the IRS counterpart in floating part, that will be much lower than the whatever they are receiving from the corporate. So in this, by doing this IRS, the bank's income is hedged, and their net interest margin in this case is 200 bps. So by doing IRS, bank has hedged their interest rate risk, or maybe they converted their fixed rate liability to floating rate liabilities, which is identical to their floating rate assets. So therefore their margins are being hedged. Now I will go back to the next topic, maybe the next swap, that is coupon only swap, and I will explain how. Now let me talk about the next interest, that is coupon only swap. Now Coupon only swaps is a swap where the coupon of two different currencies been exchanged. Like if in case of USD INR coupon only swaps, a corporate can pay coupon in the USD and can receive the coupon in the notional amount of INR. By this way, the customer can move their coupon liabilities from a high cost currency to low cost currency. Like in case the customer is having a loan in INR where they are paying high rate of interest, they can move to low cost interest of USD. There is a risk involved because their liability will converted in from to the amount of coupon from INR to USD. This kind of a swap is more fruitful for the customer who are having some kind of export receivables. The quantum may be little bit less, but they should have some kind of export receivables. Let's say, for example, how this coupon is going to help. Let's say one corporate is having a loan of INR 75 mio, where he is paying a rate of interest of 9% per annum, and this is paid on quarterly basis, and this is a bullet loan of 5 years. Tenor is 5 years. There is no amortization. Tenor is 5 years. But customer is having some kind of customer is in some kind of export business where they receive some USD on a regular basis. So what the customer can do, they can ask some swap counterparty, yeah, I want a coupon only swap where I want to receive 9% per annum on quarterly basis on my INR 75 euro, and I will pay you the interest on the notional USD. Then their counterparty says, okay, I will pay you. Then this is swap counterparty who will pay this to the corporate, and the corporate has to pay to him on, let's say the current USD INR rate is 75. The notional in USD become 1 mu because his INR liability is 75 mu, so is converted to USD notional of 1 million, and the swap counterparty will pay to the customer for 1 million USD. Let's say 3-month LIBOR plus 350 BPS quarterly settlement for tenor of 5 years. What the customer has done, customer has used his USD receivable to convert his high cost rupee liability into low cost USD liabilities, where he will be paying only 3-month LIBOR plus 350 BPS on quarterly basis, and this payment can be used by his export receivables. So now what will happen on every settlement, the swap counterparty will pay 9% per annum basis 75 million INR on what to the corporate, and corporate in return will pay 3-month LIBOR plus 350 BPS on $1 million, and this payment can be used from the customer's export receivables. So it means the customer has forward sold his USDs to, and that will be used for this interest liabilities. So this way the customer has converted his USD, his INR coupon to the USD coupon. So that's all for the day. Tomorrow I am going to talk about the principal only swaps and the cross currency swaps, and how the customer will use those swaps for hedging or maybe the reducing their cost of the liabilities. Thank you. Good night.